Hey up everyone, I'm back again. So I've been trying to get to grips with the features of the Note 4, and let's just put it this way, there's a lot of features on this phone. Some people may say there's too many features, but I think some of the ones which I do like the best are the ones which enhance the multitasking of the device. And if you got a big screen such as this and you want to make the most of the multitasking of it, so for example, I've been web browsing today on it. Open it up, just looking for some video game music, and what it allows you to do is if you want to do that like later, for example, you can just make it into kind of like a small app and then drag it across the screen as you wish. And if you want to get going with something else, you could for example get into my files and get that down to size, put that there, and then if you wanted to open up YouTube, wherever it is, skip. I think they've just updated it, so you can do the same with YouTube. So you can have all these little apps like floating around the screen, which is quite funny. And there's also a way, if I remember how to do it, yeah, that's it, you can make it so that they kind of go really small, like little bubbles on the screen, and that's quite handy if you don't want these big windows blocking all your view. So you can just put them there or something and go back to something else. This is a really cool app, by the way. You should definitely check it out. If you like video games, you can watch people actually playing video games and then connect to your Chromecast or whatever and watch it on your big TV and get tips from them. So like for example, I'm not really bothered about the Minecraft kind of stuff, but like for example your Far Cry 4. Don't know if you can see that, it's probably a bit dim. But then like if someone's playing something and you think something looks good or something, you can quickly like copy and paste the image kind of thing, and then share it out to your social networking. So that's quite a cool feature. And obviously if you want to go back to what you were doing earlier, you can just quickly go back to them and maximize the screen, because they're all still there hovering on the middle of the screen. Now some people would say, that's a bit pointless, because at the end of the day you could just hit the multitasking button and go back to what you want to do. But I think it does have its usefulness, because it kind of like reminds you of what you've got open, so you can just go back to it quite quickly. Whereas if it's hidden in this kind of new fault like lollipop type of layout, you could get lost. So I definitely enjoy that feature of it. I like obviously the uh, note kind of apps that you get with it as well. Very useful for copying down something quite quickly. And as always, Samsung does implement an excellent stylus kind of system. But it's not that different really compared to my LG G2 with its what do you call it, quick memo. Granted, you're not using a pen for that, and it's not as accurate, but it's the same kind of thing. So it's not radically different, but I think that it is definitely implemented better on the Note 4. And I've discovered you also have all your other stuff on there from the S5, such as your download booster, wherever that is. It's under here somewhere. Still get lost in the settings on Samsung devices. It is here somewhere, but I just can't find it. I was looking at it the other day actually. There we go. I had to have to actually search for it to get it, but that's a nice way of combining your LTE and your Wi-Fi as well for faster downloading and uploading. So quite a nice little thing there. Obviously you get your ultra power saving mode. So we go to a monochrome kind of look, where you can only do some basic stuff. Takes a while to enable though compared to the S5, but once it is enabled you can add some stuff on there that you may want to use. Nice to see that the pen still works as well. So get rid of that. So it's what is it, 3,220. So not bad there whatsoever. Should last all day. I've been also trying to use the S health functions a little bit because I'm getting some flab around my gut, and it's a good excuse to try and lose some weight. And it asks you a few details about yourself, such as your height, your weight, your age, etc. And I've set it so that it uses the GPS to monitor how many steps that I take in a day. As you can see, I'm quite far off from my goal of 10,000 steps, but it does seem to be quite good and accurate to tell when you're walking or running. So you can also set it so that it goes into exercise mode. So if you're cycling, for example, it will track your movements doing that. So it's a very well thought out application, which has got better and better on each iteration. At first I was a bit like, meh, I'll stick with Runkeeper, but I think it's certainly getting better and better, and something that really enhances the functionality of the device and makes it feel like it's yours. The nice little flipboard type of thing, which feels a lot more smoother than previous Samsung devices, where it's been a bit laggy. It seems to, really give you some nice news that's relevant to you. And obviously you can customize it to what you are interested in. So if I'm interested in technology and entertainment, news, and finish. So I'd have to sign up to do this, but you get the gist. So do like that, it's quite informative. You can make it so that it does respond to your voice when you're on the lock screen, for example. You can enable this actually in the settings of the device under language and input. So if you go to voice search and then OK Google detection and then always on,
then say OK Google 4 times.
Then you have to train your voice, obviously. So tap that. OK Google. OK Google. OK Google. OK Google.
Your device can now recognize your voice and will respond to OK Google whether the screen is on or off.
So even when it's locked, you can put that on. It does warn you that someone else might get into your note, but that's the risk you take. So if you turn it off, OK Google. You can quickly go into it. So you know, that's quite nice actually, because I do miss that from the Moto X, and it's very useful, much more useful than I thought it would be. Now, while I'm a fan of the extra functionality that TouchWiz does bring to the experience, there is obviously a trade-off in terms of the speed, and that's generally the speed on the Note 4. I've not noticed any major lags or any real slowdowns, kind of like the LG G3. I think the Snapdragon 805 does a good job of getting around the device even when you're heavily multitasking. But if you really want to optimize the performance of the device, you can actually disable some of the animations to make it a little bit quicker. You can do that going to the About Device area and then tap build number a few times and go into developer options, and then in here you'll find animation settings. So you can turn them off, turn that off, turn that off. So that will decrease the strain on the GPU and will result in slightly faster performance all around the device. But then again, as I said, it is a very fast device nevertheless. But for those of you who prioritize speed over everything else, it's something to be aware of. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff you can do on this monster phablet, and it'd take more than a week's ownership to know everything about it. But I hope you found the video informative. If you are thinking of buying a Note 4, I'd definitely recommend one because it is a beast of a device and you'll definitely be happy with it. So if you like the video, please subscribe or rate it, and I'll be back shortly with some more videos. Cheers!